Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Pentiment. Last time we left off, we were hanging out over here, and I do believe we've taken care of everything except going into the convent. So, yeah, I should talk to Sister Gertrude about visiting the convent and the abbey. And I tried to get people to do this for me, and no one could. So, yeah, I guess we're done here. I mean, I could maybe ask. I mean, last time I went into town, the doctor was still being a doofus. Maybe once he sobers up, we can get some help with the Historia from Werner. But I don't have high hopes because I've been mean to Werner. So, hey Gertrude. God bless you, Magdalene. Would you like to go inside and meet with Mother Francisca now? Yes, let's go. I'm going to be such an ass to you. Mother Francisca, I would like to introduce Magdalene Druckerin. The printer's daughter, yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. I didn't know you had heard about that. Though the poor Clares are separated from the secular world, we take care to know its goings on. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about, Sister Gertrude? You know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Druckerin to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world, and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea. Right, yes. Ah, so you've decided to consider my offer after all. If God is calling you to the convent, I am more than willing to help you fulfill that design cause. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining the poor Clares? Worried... I'm worried that helping my father running the shop alone and finishing the mural are too much for me. Well, if I become a sister, I won't have to marry, which is far better than being stuck bearing kids for the rest of my life. I had a holy vision. Saint Sasha told me that I was destined for higher things. Come on, come on, we gotta lie. We gotta lie. Mistress Magdalene, would you describe this vision for me? Receiving a message from God is a grave matter. I was sitting under the oak tree by the shrine, and Sasha appeared to me. She told me that I was called to greater things than petty art. She told me that the mural is incomplete, and in order to finish it in a godly way, I need to learn more about Kiersau. I mean, if I said, she told me that the mural is incomplete, and in order to finish it in a godly way, I need to learn more about Kiersau. I don't think, I think this will blow my cover. I think this will blow my cover. She told me that I was called to greater things than petty art. Or she told me that the mural is incomplete, and in order to finish it in a godly way, I need to learn more about Kiersau. Yeah, I don't know which one would be better. This one feels like it's going to blow my cover, because then you're going to be like, oh, you're only here to learn more about the... get out, get out. But if I keep leaning into the lie... Sasha, greater than things than petty art. She told me that the mural is incomplete. In order to finish it in a godly way, I need to learn. You don't like the idea that I'm working on the mural at all, so let's say this one. Lord often calls us beyond the mundane. Did Sasha say anything else? She told me to pay homage to her to bless me. I woke up and was shaken by the whole affair. I came here straight away. You were quite wise to do so. Receiving such a message from the Lord must have been quite a shock. Suggest you ask Father Thomas about this vision. He has the education to best aid you there. I'll do that. Thank you, Mother. While I can't speak to the vision itself, I am happy to tell you about the poor Clares. Beautiful. My lie worked. Lying worked for me, finally. If you hear any noises, my kitty's playing with a ball, and he's having a fantastic time. He's having a ball, you could say. Our small convent used to be part of the larger Kiersau double monastery, as I'm sure you've been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the poor Clares live far differently than the Benedictines that once lived here. We believe that it is not ours to produce, and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing as they see fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around, get a feel for the place. Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come find me and we will discuss your decision to join. I am not joining. Finally. Thought she'd never finish. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural I'm painting in the roundhouse. Wow, you just gave it up so quickly. You're like, God, she's annoying as shit. Anyway, what's up, nun? I'm going to take a look around. Where are we going first? Now that the lecture is over, I can get on with what I came here for. Are you coming? Well, I'm going to take a look around. Where are we going? Let's say this one. The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the aquarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the old workshop. And no one uses that old shed anymore. I'll leave it to you to decide where to go first. Hell yeah! Visiting the poor Clares, Christian Tassing. Cool, so the layout looks, kinda similar. Well, no, the aquarium's not in the garden. Marguerite! Oh, and you have Son of Mousefonger! God bless you, Magdalene. Marguerite. Marguerite's great. I love Marguerite. There's the chapel. So let's go check out the aquarium first. Uh-huh. Here's the aquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francisca said, isolation is part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into the town sometimes and even talk to men on occasion. And I'm stuck here, staring at these walls for the rest of my life. Are you unhappy here? Doesn't seem like Sister Suzanne thinks much of her life here. I can't blame her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. Better to leave while she has a future ahead of her. After all, there are plenty of young men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Still, there may be some reason she chose to say I don't want to overstep my bounds. You didn't always want to be a Clares? Do you regret your choice? Do you regret your choice to become a sister? Huh, choice. I didn't have a choice. My father promised me to the church as a baby, some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. Ugh. So there I was, dropped into the poor Clares the summer I turned 17. They took you in just like that? Nobody asked what you wanted? So sorry, no one should be forced into a life they don't want. Becoming a nun an honor? No, we're not saying that. And they just took you in, just like that. Nobody asked what you wanted? Why should they? The poor Clares rely on the offerings of others, even their children, to subsist. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. Yeah, fair. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. We can only do the best we can and pray that one day it'll be different. I understand, I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. We can only do the best we can. I pray that one day it'll be different. No, I'm saying this one. I have the more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I'd gotten married. Wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Marguerite. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. Hey, you're protected here from the plague and the Protestant rebels. It's a good life. No, why don't you leave? I think you're lucky you don't have to deal with boys. If you could do anything else, what would it be? Don't forget Matilda and Wojslav. They used to be part of Kiersau too. Let's say, if you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go to one of the big cities at least once. I would have been happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Oh, I feel so horrible for you. God, and we basically, by not encouraging Martha to not come here, we've possibly sentenced Martha to this fate. I hate that. This seems horrible, but I mean, at least it's Martha's choice. You didn't even get a choice in the matter. Your parents were just like, oh yeah, we'll just give you up. Hey Gertrude. This is the chapel where we all gather for Mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it's represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower in the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was berg-fried long ago before the structure became a monastery. A freestanding defensive tower, not built for permanent habitation. Interesting, so it was like a watchtower. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from attacks of spirit and steel for generations. There's some Latin here too, but I can't read it very well. Damn, it's seeming like Latin, like leaning into Latin would be more and more and more useful as we go on. God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Kiersau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. I think that's the second. I mean, I'm guessing that's like supposed to be 2 because they're the same thing repeated twice, so it's supposed to be like the Roman numeral for 2, but I've never seen it written this way. The only other thing I can think of is it's Frederick JJ, but that seems weird, and I don't think that's it. Thank you, Sister Suzanne. Yes, the first lists the Abbey's founding date. Suzanne knows Latin! The Lady Kiersau was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into a double monastery. They added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting. Even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Kiersau is unique. A double monastery with 2 saints, one male and one female, to guard the town and abbey. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire. It seems odd that a monastery would reuse a placement for war and force. Fascinating to think that even before the Duke gifted it to the church, the fortification was founded by St. Moritz. Foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire. Many things have been built and torn down on this land over generations. Who knows what else used to be here? You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the Rathaus. I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Yes, this would be cool. That's interesting. Incredibly interesting. Yeah, the idea of a monastery and abbey being transformed from an old castle fort thing. That's super cool. It's colder today. Not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built into the monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Ugh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Wow, and you're only 17. Mother Francesca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. I see. Burden more like, have to run around everywhere gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyway? Snooping. Mother Francesca said I could look around. Constantly joining the poor Clares, actually. Let's just say we're snooping. Snooping. Ooh, don't let me get in the way then. What an adventure. Yeah, they like it. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help the older sisters, and I don't mind the chores, except when it's cold like this. One more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No, everything's been normal recently. Haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's, Mauritius, myself. Oh no. So there is a ghost in the Abbey? Well, I haven't seen anything myself, but if there is a ghost, I'd like to think it's Mauritius. What is my kitty crying about? Kitty cat, are you okay? He's just in the kitchen, crying for seemingly no reason. Just ignore him. He's an old man. Don't tell Mother Francesca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. It said that a Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. Wonder if this is a different retelling of St. Moritz saving Tassing. Well, maybe. I don't remember if the book mentioned any saints. The Latin was hard to read. Anyway, when Sister Maria said she saw a ghost, I thought it must be Meridius, trying to get us out. Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well... I had it with me in the kitchen one day, and I accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Oh my god, it must be completely destroyed. Stare in shock and horror. Well that's unfortunate. I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. It's alright, the book would probably have gone unread otherwise. I'm glad you were enjoying it. It's better than that the book got some use before it was lost forever. I mean, how could... Oh, never mind. Yeah, Magdalene just... I like the idea of Magdalene thoroughly disgusted about the destruction of literature. That's alright. The book probably would have gone unread otherwise. I'm glad you were enjoying it. Besides, that story gives me ideas for the Red House mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you. Thanks, Magdalene. God bless you. Oh, all the girls here are so cool. Makes me sad that they're stuck here. At least you seem happier with it than Suzanne does. The art studio, pottery, huh? The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for pilgrims coming to see the Hand of St. Moritz. Looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. Just because art isn't essential to survival means you can't do any kind of painting? That sounds horrible. Surely you thought of sneaking in and creating something, right? Let's say just because art isn't essential to survival means you can't do any kind of painting? That sounds horrible. Yeah, it does. We still need ways to freely express ourselves. We have other ways to make art, singing, telling stories, things like that, but yes, the workshop's off limits. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come in here unless to put something in storage. I've come in a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Paint pots, too. Think one of the sisters is secretly painting? I wouldn't be surprised if the twins managed to sneak their way in. You think it's the ghost Sister Marie was talking about? You think one of the sisters is secretly painting? Oh, Lord, no. We all live too close together in the convent for something like that to go unnoticed. In any case, I think it's sad the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were here to do anyway. Gertrude talks about you, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. That's true. Such valuable paint, left to dry and crack on the palettes. There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. Looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. It says the Mithraeum of Tassing had been destroyed by a flood. The Mithraeum, there it is again. Mithraeum, that's the same word I saw in the Roman section of the mine. Wait, this might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithraeum. Why would someone have written that in the margins of a manuscript, and where's the rest of the book? Yeah, let's do this. Wait, this might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithraeum. I don't know. It's not a word I've ever heard before. There's certainly nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says the Mithraeum was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. Keep hearing about this Mithraeum. Oop. These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who brought them love them too. Wow, what a... That sucks that that's not in use anymore. What a super, super cool idea and just super cool area, and they're not allowed to use it at all. It just sits there in disrepair. Hey again, Marguerite. Love you. This is the kitchen. There's not anything that interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister Ysabeau take care... I'm guessing that's how you say it? Ysabeau? Sabu? Take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. Okay. But I do have some characters I can speak to. I wonder who's stealing the paint pots. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? No, sister. I'm learning more about the convent's history. Well, I'm considering joining the convent, so Mother Francisca graciously allowed me to visit with you. Hallelujah. Glory and praise be to God. You've brought us such joy to me this day, child. I haven't actually joined yet, sister. Do you have a strong stomach? Perhaps you can help Sister Yuzubu and me in the kitchens. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Yuzubu has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. Mystic, friar, and founder of the Franciscan order. Both an Assisi to wealthy parents, St. Francis was called to a life of poverty and preaching. With his father, St. Clare, he helped found the Order of the Poor Clares. Is it Franciscans? I think it is Franciscans that I'm thinking of. The ones that also lived in poverty. Yeah, St. Francis was called to a life of poverty and preaching. Yeah, it might be the Franciscan order that I'm thinking of. So the Poor Clares are actually just an offshoot of the Franciscan order. That's interesting. The only thing that was coming to my mind were the Anglicans when I saw it before, but yes, Franciscan. I knew it was the something akin, but I couldn't quite remember it. Cool. So yeah, I think it's the Franciscans that I was thinking of, because I distinctly remember reading some books about, preachers that would go around and they would live a life of poverty and just live on alms from people. Cool. To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights a ghost appears to me by the cook fire, a lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Wow, okay, wow, just dropping that on me, huh? Just, oh yeah, there's nothing interesting in here, but there is a spirit trapped between heaven and hell, you know, just chilling in purgatory that occasionally comes to see me. You know. Guess their family didn't buy him enough condolences, eh? Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. Trick of the light. Moonlight must have gotten in the smoke of the fire, and you thought you saw an apparition. Nah. Could have been the ghost of one of the sisters from the founding of the convent, maybe even St. Tasha. That's ridiculous. Ghosts aren't real. What made you think you saw a spirit? Let's say could it have been a ghost of one of the sisters from the founding of the convent, maybe even St. Tasha. If it was, she never said a word to me, though I fell prostrate in prayer before her. The spirit, whoever it was, rose up through the ground at vigils. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are weakest. We may be the newest arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. There was. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests on holy ground. Spirit in Kiersau. Why would it come to the convent, though? A Roman spirit might be a great addition to the mural. I don't know that the council would approve. Really think it must have been something else. A spirit in Kiersau. Why would it want to come to the convent, though? Breaks my heart to think the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. Oh, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I haven't talked to you. I understand the appeal of such a small life. It offers all the freedoms from the world. I can see why people choose the holy life, but it's not for me, not without art. To be honest, it seems like a life of drudgery. Honestly, yes. Yes, certain parts of our life here can be frustrating. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. I mean, if someone specifically chose to come here and they were freely able to leave when they didn't like it anymore, that would be different, but you're here against your will and everything, so... It feels like life in a convent, especially for a lot of the characters that we've talked to, is just a way to get away from other issues that women are already experiencing during the time. Like Martha being like, I want to join the convent because I don't have any other options because I don't have a man, my father's gonna die, and I'm gonna lose my place, like Otelia. Like, it feels more like a very, very ineffective band-aid to an existing systemic problem. More so than anything. I feel like most of the characters we see here are here because they either were forced to be or just didn't have another option and felt like this was the best one available to them. I mean, even Magdalene's mentioned the idea of, well, if I don't get married, I can just join the convent so I don't have to deal with getting married and popping out babies, basically. So, yeah. Been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent, I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Oh, I can't convince you. Oh my god, I'm doing a really, really bad job. Family just left you here. You don't know the sisters anything. Convince Suzanne to leave the poor Clares. I haven't been able to keep Martha from them, and I haven't been able to convince Suzanne to leave. I thought I was doing a good job with Suzanne, but... I asked what she wanted to do with life. Maybe I should have been even harsher on the convent. Maybe I should have been even more harsh on it. Or, yeah, maybe if I had encouraged, maybe if I had been like, oh, come on, you've never wanted to come in here and do art when we were inside of the art house. Damn, that sucks. That sucks. I really liked you, Suzanne. I would have liked to get you away from this. I mean, I'm not sure how well it would go for you, but... I just left you here. I do, though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me, and I love them. And that's... You know, that's fine. That's fine. I was hoping I was going to be able to convince you, but I did some things wrong there. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows, maybe it will get better in time. Maybe. I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really, that would be wonderful, so long as no one found out. Yeah, Suzanne, at least you and I can still be friends. Anyway, she'd return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. Learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me. Didn't learn as much as I had hoped in Mural, but I'm glad I got to meet you. I am glad I got to meet you. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let's find Mother Francisca. She'll be wanting to hear what you thought of the place. Damn. I couldn't save anyone from this. Who knows? We don't know what things are going to unfold from here on out. Maybe I can't claim to know the future or what's best for you. So maybe you being outside of the St. Clares wouldn't be best for you. Maybe as soon as you leave, someone would rob you on the road and kill you. I don't know. But I hope you're at least a little bit happier with having Magdalene as a friend. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a life with us as a sister? I'm compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead. I'm afraid I must tend to my father. I think I prefer my books and printing. In any case, I need to finish the mural, then I might take over for my father. Hadn't thought about my holy duty of providing children to a husband. I had a thought, Mother, perhaps my divine vision wasn't that holy after all, though I do appreciate the sanctioned tour. I think I prefer my books and printing, and in any case, I need to finish the mural, then I might take over for my father. I see. Be careful that this mural does not become an idol for you, Magdalene. Just as Eve had a weaker will than Adam, you were liable to stumble on the fruit of temptation as well. My community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Yeah, if it was more of a choice for them, I would be more down for it. Like, if they wanted to leave, they could. And they had the ability to, and they weren't forced into the order by their family. That's messed up. Ah, Magdalene, how did your little expedition go? Learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in a mural. I learned about the poor Clares, but not as much about the history of the Abbey as I wanted. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing and moved on. In truth, the Abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Kiersau was running out of money and patrons. A ride and fire here, simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but are all terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forge in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything of help for your mural inside other than charred wood and parchment. Might be worth taking a look if I'm careful. The twins have explored all sorts of dangerous places. I'm sure the Abbey isn't so bad. Might still be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Alright. Time has progressed. Are we actually going to search the Abbey? Visiting the poor Clares. Okay, but time has actually changed now. That is something to note, so we can probably get some new interactions with various characters and things like that. Like if we go into the prioress's house, can I talk to you about anything? God bless you, Magdalene. Have you given any more thought to becoming a sister? Too preoccupied to care to my father? I'm still thinking about it. I see. Your spirit is troubled by the matter, I can always lend an ear. Father Thomas as well. Thank you, Mother. God bless you. Bye. I just wanted to see if you... I don't know if I could get any update from you. Alrighty, well, I think with that we'll probably... Well, that was... I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Kiersau. And an illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum. It was like the one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the Abbey of Tassing? Must be written down somewhere. Only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Yeah, so... Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this episode of Pentiment off here, because I still have to render it out and get it up today, so... Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.